Today I'm visiting the Oracle office, meeting with a few of the executives here in Denver. I'm going to head upstairs. We're an organization, Heartland IT Consulting, that has an average age of 33 years old. J.D. Edwards was created in 1977 and now 39 years old, is older than our average age as an organization. You're starting to see a shift where a lot of J.D. Edwards professionals in the ecosystem are at the tail end of their careers, and you're seeing new people come in. So how do you see that affecting J.D. Edwards' future and the development of the ERP here moving forward?
We have really highly encouraged the overall ecosystem to follow our pattern, and that was we have been bringing in millennials for some time now. And so while they're becoming actually the preponderance of my organization, right? Because I do have people retiring. I think the beauty is that there's some very lasting design elements of the system. And by the way, the system has been rewritten multiple times, right? Yeah. It's not the same system that was created, 39 years ago, sure. Right? So there have been building upon the original founders' concepts now for 39 years, as you said. And I think in the most recent instantiation of that, it really speaks to millennials, Gen Y, Gen X, right, and their propensity towards technologies and the kind of technologies they want to use and how they want to interact with it, and so we've made decided changes.
And I think one of the challenges is that we constantly need our ecosystem to reinvent itself as well. So, the fact that there is an aging population, that's healthy. We need younger people in who understand the new digital economy, the new digital ways of working. So that's very healthy. But along the way, many of those people, including myself, adapt to the changing digital economy. But it takes some time and it takes an effort, and it means you shouldn't rely on things you knew 20 years ago.
Well, one thing I've recognized with J.D. Edwards compared to other technologies as well is that the whole ecosystem fits together. So whether it's younger, older, people are very welcoming, and the sense of community is very different than other areas too.
Yeah, that probably is one of the things that's kept me really invigorated working around J.D. Edwards. I've personally been here nearly 30 years working on the product. The community is huge, and the working together attitude, whether it be partners, consultants, customers, there's a strong level of trust and a strong level of sharing. We're just coming up for Collaborate, great opportunity to exchange ideas, to meet people, form new relationships, and really keep yourself fresh and learning about the product.
So when you look at your crystal ball of J.D. Edwards and ERP and Oracle and look at that 10 years down the road, what changes are going to take place? How is the landscape going to be different? And in your opinion, what's going to drastically make a change in the impact of the whole marketplace here in the next 10 years?
Yeah, I often say I don't have a perfect crystal ball. That's probably why I'm still sitting here, right? There would be no need for me to do this stuff if I could predict the future perfectly. But no, I think that, I think as the J.D. Edwards team, we've looked at a lot of these, newer, in many cases, technologies that create discontinuities, and we've really latched on to those. And we think those are fundamentally transforming not just the ERP, that's just a reflection of the business. And I think it's really all about the transformation that is possible in the business with these new technologies that are becoming, and in many cases, they're just more consumable today. They're obviously more hardened and more mainstream. Some of them have been around for many years, but you take a look at cloud computing, take a look at the industrial internet or the Internet of Things and this ability to interoperate with machines and have them be sort of first-class citizens within your overall, enterprise resource planning environment. We think that mobility, it can fundamentally change how a business does work. And so, those are the things that we think will evolve ERP and frankly J.D. Edwards to this sort of postmodern era. What form it particularly takes, that's a hard one to predict. But certainly, we do know one thing about technology, right? It continues to move forward. It's not going to stop. We know that computing power gets cheaper, it gets denser, it gets faster, it gets smaller, right? And we think those are the things that are going to really drive this next generation of enterprise planning systems, because they're just a reflection of the business using those technologies to transform itself.
Well, the point that I really caught on there was IT and the business, the integration of the two.
Yeah, that has been something that we've really seen accelerate, right? Just in the last, 5 years, right? Is that it's no longer about IT being there to service the need of the business, right? It's really about the two working together to figure out, right, what their business is based on the infusion of technology, right? That's a totally different mind space than we were in, say, in the run-up to Y2K, right?
Yeah. Well, I look at how an organization is structured, and a lot of companies will have IT and they'll have the business. They'll interact and they'll integrate with each other, and it may even become a more seamless connection between the two, where there is very little separation, where that person is actually on the business side, but they're an IT guy. But
you see org charts changing because of it, right? You see these, embedded IT groups inside of various functions, right? To again get the most out of technology for whatever that part of the business is.
Right. Well, and I see it from a requirement perspective. A lot of clients are asking for people that came from the business. I want somebody from the business who's done 1 or 2 IT projects. Because that business knowledge becomes more and more important.
Yeah.
So,
and then increasingly the technology is more accessible too. Right. So you don't have to have a comp sci degree, right? To follow this as a career path, right? But if you've got good, strong business knowledge and have a desire to see how technology interplays with that's a flashpoint, right? And a huge potential value creation overall for the business.
people ask me why I wanted to start an office in Denver, Colorado. Beautiful weather, of course.